إن علينا للهدى وإن لنا للآخرة والأولى.
The default position is that there's a creator. Why? It's because this order and this complexity, it cannot come from nothingness. Nothingness cannot create. Nothingness, it does not have any qualities. It cannot bring something into existence. Existence itself, we existing, is a proof that there is a creator. Because if you go to the Quran, there is a very powerful argument in the Quran. Yes. And if we reflect upon this, then we will come to a realization that there is a creator, a supreme being, Allah. If we 27, right?
27.
Yes. Read that loud.
And we did not create the heaven and the earth and that between them aimlessly. That is the assumption of those who disbelieve, so woe to those who disbelieve from the fire.
So this is the assumption of the disbeliever, right? That this has been created aimlessly. That it is purposeless. But internally they know that this has been created, but they try to negate that and say it was chance or randomness. But you know that it cannot come from chance or randomness. Because if I said to you that this cup came from chance or randomness, would you believe me?
No, of course not.
So how can the world around you, the complexity and the order that we see every single day, these are the signs of the Creator. The order and the complexity, the day and the night. 365 days in a quarter every year.
Sorry,
Yes.
what
365 days in a quarter every year. Yes. You have the 4 seasons. You have the ecosystem. You have the rain cycle. All these.
Okay, all of this makes sense, but well, I used to be Christian. I'm not anymore, but I used to be. So what's like? Why would you say I should choose Islam over Christianity?
Good question. Because
basically all religions answer the questions that you are, or the statements that you are saying. Like pretty much every religion tries to explain the order of the world somehow. So why is it?
If you speak to him, yeah?
Oh, okay.
So, we are Muslims, yes? We have solid proof why the Quran is divine. We don't have blind faith, right? They would have to bring you proof of why they believe is true. Yes? If you ask this Christian woman shouting and screaming, why do you believe the Bible is the word of God? If you do that afterwards, she has no answer, right? Number one, the concept of the Creator is sound. It's innate, right? It's natural.
Yeah.
Also, it makes sense
Yeah.
that there's only one supreme being. And this is a proof that there's only one supreme being, eternal, right? Immortal, not man and not woman, cannot be visualized, cannot be drawn. Yes, supreme, or knowing, or seeing, or powerful. Yes, the merciful. We sin and then we turn to Allah for mercy, and then He gives us mercy. He is the sustainer. He is the one that makes the crops grow. It makes sense, right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes, internally, rationally. If someone said to you that it is Jesus doing this, would you believe him? It's a man.
Well, I used to.
But you turned away from this, right?
Yeah.
Because it went against your natural, innate disposition. That it cannot be a man, it cannot be a woman, it cannot be a tree.
So basically, the difference is that in Christianity, the role of creator is attributed to a person.
Yes.
And you don't agree. You don't agree with that.
We are saying as Muslims that Jesus is a prophet. It's in the Quran. We affirm that Jesus, peace be upon him, is a prophet.
But he's not a god.
He's not the creator. Even in the Bible, he prays to who? If he is God, who is he praying to? Right? Even the Trinity is not in the Bible. The concept of Trinity is not in the Bible. Right? If the Bible has been chopped and changed many times, it's clear cut. Right? Even Christians would agree on this.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And then God died. God is eternal, ever living, but then telling us that then he died. And that makes no sense. But Islam, it makes sense. Even Abraham worshipped only one creator, yes? Islam makes sense. Allah is one, uniquely one, independent, not man, not woman, cannot be drawn. Would you agree? And the Quran,
that
makes sense, yeah? Now the Quran you can verify. We don't have blind faith. Yes? We can verify the Quran, right? For example, in the Quran it says something fascinating, right? What is unique about my thumb?
Your father.
My thumb.
Thumb. The
Fingerprint,
I
yes?
don't know the English word.
It is the fingerprint.
Fingerprint, yeah.
Every single person on earth has a unique fingerprint. Even twins. Twins do not have the same fingerprint.
Yeah.
Yes? Now the Quran says that we can bring you back on the day of judgment by your fingertips. Right? How did the 7th century desert Arab know every single person on earth has a unique fingerprint? It's only in the 14th century. 14th century, they start to come to a realization that, okay, the thumb or the fingers, they have ridges and they have curves. Then in the 18th and the 19th century, they start to realize, okay, we can use this to find criminals. Yes? Now the Quran is saying this close to 1500 years ago. How does he know this?
I know.
Rationally.
Rationally? Well, you will probably say that the gods said it to the Mohammed, right?
Yes, 100%. Because we have proof. Look, if the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ made a prophecy and it came true, would you agree that he's a prophet?
Well, that's a tricky one because, first of all, you can get lucky with your prophecy.
It is very specific because there's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If I said to you,
that's also the case.
if I said to you that this table, somebody will move the table.
Yeah, then somebody
Today.
can just move the table, right?
I know that rationally, I know that someone at the end of the day, this table has to move, yes? Yes? If I look at the data, if you look at data, behavior, and patterns, then I can make a prediction based upon a guess based upon my intelligence. Yes? For example, Argentina will win the World Cup. They've got Messi, they have good players, they're hyped up because of Maradona, his death, whatever. And they have certain assists and goal ratio and whatever, right? I can make that prediction. You say that's not a prophecy, that's a very intelligent guess. It's quite obvious as well, right? But a prophecy a precise prophecy is something that is far-fetched. That this is something that a person cannot know.
So what was the prophecy that...
I give you a very powerful one, right? Have you been in Dubai before?
Dubai, no.
Right. Do you know when they became rich?
when they found oil.
When they found oil, yes. So, do you know previously they were destitute and they were very poor? Do you know this?
Yeah,
They were extremely poor. Then they found rich, and then they found oil, and they became extremely rich. Yes. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said close to 1500 years ago that there will come a time in the future, right, where these barefooted Bedouin desert dwellers, there will come a time in the future where they'll compete in building tall buildings, right? So 7th century, you had the Roman Empire. You know about 7th century, right? Dutch we don't have. 7th century, we have the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire were a superpower. They had buildings, so on and so forth. You had the Persian Empire. They had buildings and so on and so forth. You had the city Arabs, and they had some sort of structure, yes? The desert dwellers, they had nothing. They were goat herders. It's only when they found oil recently that they became extremely rich, right? In UAE, right? Dubai, right? Even when Islam spread to Spain, Egypt, Portugal, Rome, Persia, right? These people living in UAE were extremely poor. No. Yeah, check in the back, please. Yes. So check in the bag. There's a bag over here behind you. Yeah? So sorry. So what was I? Okay. Yes. So
they become extremely rich.
then they found oil, right?
Yeah.
So it was only maybe approximately fairly recently they found oil, right? But before this, they were cut off from the world. And they were literally cut off until they found that oil. Now the Prophet ﷺ is saying is that these barefooted, if there come a time in the future where these barefooted Bedouin desert dwellers, right, that there will come a time where they'll compete in building tall buildings. Where's the tallest building in the world?
Sorry?
Where is the tallest building in the world?
Come again?
Where is the tallest building in the world?
Yeah, in Dubai.
What's it called?
Yeah, that's nice.
It's called the Burj Khalifa, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now they are trying to build another building called the Kingdom Tower.
Is it gonna be taller? Impressive.
This is what we Muslims have certainty. It's impossible for him to know this. Right?
إن علينا للهدى وإن لنا للآخرة والأولى